This is my basic hooping warm-up video, and I want to show you this video partly because I'm getting you prepared for double hooping. A lot of the things I do with double hooping require that you become competent going both currents, whether you're in the x-axis, the y-axis, the z-axis. You got to be able to go both ways with more or less equal competence and versatility in order to do double hooping, because now you're really working with all the currents, as in left and right, forward and back, up and down. So before I get started on this exercise, I just want to tell you that I've been hooping for about 14 years now, and probably more than most, I've worked on both currents because I'm a lefty and a lot of things are just right-handed in the world, so I've had to sort of be ambidextrous, which is true for hooping. But especially a few years ago, I realized if I really want to double hoop and double hoop well, like a master Jedi, I can't keep kidding myself. And I spent probably the last 2 years every day working on my opposite current, so it's as good as my dominant current, or my weaker current is as good as my dominant. So I'm a lefty, so I normally hoop to the right. And so this is my dominant current, but now I'm going to push it the other way and show you that there's not too much of a difference as far as what you probably would see with most hoopers, as far as when you start doing shoulder hooping, you see how much weaker one current is than the other. So this drill or this warm-up routine is really intended for you who want to learn double hooping and want a quick sort of crack routine to get you started back with your weaker current and get you as good as your dominant current in as little time as possible. Actually starting on your neck. And whenever you hoop, I really suggest starting on your neck and making sure you have a flat, even pulse, or make sure you have an even pulse and a flat plane. So it's not crooked or turbulent, it's very smooth. And if it isn't smooth, adjust your center of weight, your equilibrium, so you get it smooth. And if it's not smooth, just spend a lot of time until you get it smooth. And you're going to discover you get a really nice neck sort of relaxation exercise out of this too. Now, when you feel like you've got control here, and it's okay if you're not facing forward, I just want you to make sure you establish a plane so you can turn into it. But if you do want to face forward, just exert yourself a little more, and this is all part of you developing your muscle memory to have control. So the next thing I suggest is ducking your shoulders in one at a time. And I'm going shoulder, neck, shoulder, neck. Well, it depends on what you want to do. I'd suggest first make it simple. So you go shoulder, neck, shoulder, neck, shoulder, neck, shoulder, neck, shoulder, neck, shoulder, neck. You see, I'm noticing already on this weaker current, this is my weaker current, that my right side's a little weak there. So I got to work on this right shoulder. Boom, 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 boom. See, it's already much more even in the plane. So now I can switch to my right, to my left. So you see right there, I made an adjustment, and that freed me up to move on to something a little more complicated. So that's exactly what you want to be doing. You want to be humbling yourself and observing and sort of starting from scratch with your weaker current. So for instance, let's go the other way. So this will be harder for you on your neck. You want to do the same stuff. Mirror image of what we just did. So once you feel like you have an even pulse, a flat plane, you duck your elbow in, your shoulder in, duck your shoulder in, shoulder, 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 shoulder. I don't know if you noticed, but clearly it's a little more second nature to me, this current, because it's my dominant current. So shoulder, 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 shoulder. And maybe for you, you just want to stay here. But that's the first thing I would do, is your neck and your shoulder ducks. Now next from the neck, what you can do is, we've done the neck, get a nice plane, a nice pulse, flatten it out. Then you get your shoulder, 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 shoulder. The next thing is arm, 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 back to neck, shoulder, shoulder, then switch, arm, 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 shoulder, shoulder, and then back to neck. Now I want you to notice the difference between putting your arm up and going back to your neck, and putting your arm up and going to your shoulder, shoulder, arm, neck, arm, shoulder, arm, neck. And I'd say just mix it up, do both. So we're on your dominant current, so let's go back to your weak current. Start with the neck, And if you can go to the first, get a good pulse, a good flat plane, center of gravity, shoulder, shoulder, arm, 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 and then maybe go back to your stronger current. It's neck, shoulder, shoulder, arm, arm, and then what I suggest you do is just let it go down, and then work on your body hooping. So you're a righty probably, so go your opposite way, and now I want you to basically start thinking about your footwork so you can move through space and get your opposite current a lot more in control, so like your dominant current. And what I suggest you doing is start working on your pivots, where you pivot with your left foot around your right, halfway, 180, 7, 8, halfway, 7, 8. You notice I'm just pivoting in place. My right foot doesn't move, only my left foot moves. This is good because you're going to start getting used to the hoop moving through space instead of planting your feet and staying put. So you can go back to your good current, do the same thing, mirror image, because when I'm not there, you are your own best teacher, and your current, your dominant current, should teach your weaker current what it's doing wrong. Same rule applies as when we're on our shoulder. You want your plane to be flat, a nice even pulse, and then pivot, pivot. You can also try pivoting with your rear leg or your right. Pivot, pivot, 7, 8, pivot, pivot. And this is really just designed to trick you into getting really quickly good, very quickly with your weaker current. You're starting from beginning, going your weaker current on the neck, get a flat plane, good even pulse, shoulder, 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 shoulder. Make sure you're always breathing. If you can, smile, because it makes your hoop smile, as I say. And then you want to get your arms. If you can do the full swim, great. Even better. And then let it drop. Do your pivots. Pivot. Rear leg pivot. Pivot. Okay, the next time we're going to take the hoop off of our body and do some more X-axis drills, warming you up again for double hooping. I'm Alexander. Thanks for tuning in.